7 o'clock, April 13th, 2021. Supervisor Prater, please lead us in a pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming tonight, albeit during the days of a pandemic. First off, I want to introduce the board members and the elected officials, starting with Supervisor Prater, Assessor Mark Millay, Highway Commissioner John Duza, Trustees Zach Halley, Barbara Lechna, Mike Canuco, and Don Voles. For my opening statement, I would request a motion to strike line item 10 from the agenda.
Make a motion to strike line item 10 from the agenda.
I'll second.
Motion made by Zach Halley, seconded by Barbara Lechna. Any discussion?
Yeah, why? That's our discussion, why did you need, you asked for the motion, so you must know something.
Due to public discord, decided to remove from the agenda.
Well, that's why we're here, so when you say public discord, it's already on the agenda, it's posted. I'm a newly elected trustee. I went to the meeting yesterday and I asked you guys to take it off and so we didn't, and it's on the agenda. So that's why we're here. So when you say public discord, have you talked to everybody in this room?
No, I have not.
Well, then how do we know if we have public discord? That's why we are.
Noted.
It cannot be struck from the agenda if it's already on it without a motion and a second, and then a discussion to remove it at the meeting after it's been posted.
I understand that, but we are all equal people here, so if you made a move to strike, I would like to take a vote on whether we're gonna strike it or not, because I really want to see it on there, and I think that we need to discuss it.
Not to interrupt, I don't know how this goes, my husband was the alderman a few weeks ago for this area. I'm a retired DuPage County Sheriff, and, oh my, cancer survivor, 5th generation West Chicago.
Thank you for coming.
Dog. Give him the dog.
Yeah, so
we're just.
Yeah, this is-
This is just a discussion to remove item 10 from the agenda.
I was told this afternoon, you were gonna meet early, knock it off the ballot, veto it, send it packing, and adjourn by 7:15. So I left my father's deathbed to get it.
Well, how come she finds out this and I don't find out this?
Huh?
How come she finds out this
Because
information?
I know what's happening in West.
All right, point of order. Point of order. Any further discussion? Take a vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
All of West Chicago, shame on you. You call them every time there's a missing kid, you run their dogs into the dirt, and then you cowardly do this.
No, we just vote, there were more nays, it's staying on the agenda.
I was told that they all agreed that it's.
Yeah, but we're all voters. We all have an equal part.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. My name is Sheila Rutledge. I'm a DuPage County board member in District 6. I spoke to the sheriff about this expenditure. First of all, he did not know anything about it. It was his canine person that is talking about this. And my understanding is this expenditure is for a heating and cooling unit to go in the vehicles that the canine units are in, so they can turn the cars off to be able to keep them comfortable. So I'm not even sure that this motion was to purchase a canine.
They need $40,000 to keep the ones we have alive.
Can we get a ruling on whether it's gonna stay on the agenda?
All right, honestly, that was fairly even, so I would like to do a roll call vote. So all in favor? Aye. Raise your hands, we'll count. The motion was to remove the line item 10 from the agenda. So to nix it, correct.
Okay, so everybody who wants to keep it on the agenda, or is it?
No, that is to remove it.
Who wants to?
Removing it from the agenda.
Because we need to discuss it. Because they can do it in a meeting without your approval, and you don't vote on it now.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll be more respectful than I have to. Let me just say this. Mike knows my work as a deputy. okay? I don't know the statute because I've been retired and I'm still in cancer treatment and I've got chemo. So listen, Mike, keep me on track.
I thought I saw something in here.
So. Any county in Illinois, and particularly DuPage County, going back to the days of Tiny Matthews and Herb Nervous as deputies. The sheriff of DuPage County is not obligated in any way, fashion, or form under fear or penalty. He does not have to provide any police road service whatsoever to any municipality in the county. He is statutorily obligated to provide a courthouse and a jail and the jailer's command. So do this and he will start pushing it down to your individual.
I don't wanna pay the taxes.
Well, you know
It
what,
goes to our roads are horrible.
this is just going to work.
All right, point of order. Yes, ma'am, would you state your name for the record? Yes.
Diane Madden Ferguson.
Thank you, Diane. All right, so now for nays.
So people who want to leave it on the agenda, this is when we can vote it down, you guys.
We just wanna talk about it more, not feel like we
Right.
have 2 days notice.
If you guys don't want to pay the taxes, I don't either, that's why we have to discuss it now, because if we don't discuss it now, they're going to vote on it in their next meeting.
Let's just talk about it.
Yeah, this is only what we're going to talk about.
All right, the ayes have it, 20 to 14.
So it's awful.
So we will be nixing number 10 from the agenda.
Now, you guys just gave them.
You just gave them carte blanche
Gave them
and,
permission to do it.
no, they.
No, it can't.
It's not, we're discussing again, so
The only demonstration can take place is at an annual.
Point of order, ma'am, the vote has been taken.
I'm just asking a general question.
Yes,
Okay.
this meeting is the only time,
The
yes.
general meeting, this cannot take place next month at a supervisor's meeting, or trustees meeting, and it can only happen here at an annual.
Right, for this ordinance, it can only be done here.
Okay, so I think the count was, before the discussion.
Anyways, moving on. For my statement, thank you all for coming. A contested issue nonetheless, but I appreciate the community involvement, something that we have not had here in a while in my days with Winfield Township. So I am Mike Leone, the clerk. I will be clerk for the next 4 years as well and look forward to continuing to serve the township. I was a trustee, recently became clerk. With that being said, now I will read the notice of meetings township published in a Daily Herald newspaper.
I make a motion, make the meeting.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Do we have any say on that? Because none of us have even know they need to print it notice.
We had the first and the second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Nay? The ayes have it. Motion carries. At this point, I will appoint a sergeant of arms, Mr. Phil Bergman.
You need a moderator?
Thank you, sir. At this point, I will conduct nomination and elections of a moderator for the meeting.
I will make a motion and nominate Avery Peterson.
I'll second.
I'm gonna-
Motion made by Avery Peterson, seconded by trustee Hallie. Any discussion?
I'd like to nominate Warren Goodman.
And I would like to second it.
Okay. 2 nominations.
One which was not printed on any literature before the meeting.
Yeah, it's kind of strange, this
Kinda funny, huh?
contract is written out with Avery's name on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Any other nominations
What is the position of the?
for moderator to run the meeting?
They still have to follow me.
Still following the agenda.
You're pretty smart. I was gonna nominate you. I have to leave because he has impossible, but I want to respectfully because, you know, I leave you with the question, like, why does Mr. Dewey make 3 times what any other highway supervisor makes? That would pay for a dog. I have about a dozen deputies who would ready to kick back some of our retirement to get the sheriff.
Any other nominations?
Any other nominations?
No, there's discussion, so.
Discussion's already happened.
No, you, after you nominated.
Ma'am, I'm running the meeting.
You nominated Avery after discussion, but you didn't ask for discussion after we nominated Lori.
That's why I said any discussion.
Okay, yes, I do have a discussion. I'm Judith Lucas, I'm a newly elected trustee, and I'm right there with you guys, because my taxes are kind of, out of this world. This is the annual township meeting ordinance that they.
All right, we have to close nominations.
No, this is a discussion.
Close nominations before discussions.
Okay.
Close nomination for the moderator.
Second.
Thank you.
Now I can discuss?
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, so I want, anybody can take a look at this. This is the agenda that they had written about the canine dogs, and which is against the law. They put it down, go within this appropriation of funds. But what I want to show you, this is a contract that they gave me yesterday, and they told me the township lawyer wrote it up, and they already have a space here for the moderator, Avery Peterson. So you guys can take a look at it, and this is what your elected people are doing. So.
All right, this has nothing to do with the vote of moderator?
It does.
It does not, ma'am. Please.
It can change, it can change.
No, exactly, what I'm saying is they're.
It could change right now. Cease and desist before I have the sergeant of arms remove you from the meeting.
Let's have a vote on the people that were nominated, please.
I have a vote for the moderator. For those in favor of Avery Peterson, please raise your hand. Okay, for those in favor of Maury Goodman, please raise your hand. We have a 16-16 tie. Yep, I got you. So, at that point as a tie, oh, Mike Prater is outside.
What do you want to be moderator?
Avery.
Thank you.
All right, votes are 17-16 for Avery Peterson. Avery is now the moderator of the meeting.
I thought everyone that signs in can get a vote, Judy.
We do.
But if he's signed in, he's part of
We
the
have some,
structure.
oh, no, I'm not him. He
I
can
think your
vote.
intention is that, so that left blank.
I'm talking about the discussion was cut off, and it wasn't even over.
Anyways, this is over now. Avery, please repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I will
I do solemnly swear that I will
faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of moderator
faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of moderator
at this town meeting.
at this town meeting.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you. Please sign here.
Okay, so the discussion and approval of minutes of the last annual town meeting.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion passes. Next is the reading discussion of financial statement. Per law 60 ILCS, the clerk posted a copy of the supervisor's annual financial statement at the meeting room on April 9th, 2021, at least 2 days prior to the annual town meeting. Therefore, we are not obligated to read the financial statement as long as copies are provided to the public, which they are on the back table. Township Assessor Mark Millay.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mark Millay. I'm a assessor, newly elected, I guess. This will be my 33rd year at the township in a couple of weeks. I'm very proud of what the township has done over the years. Winfield Township is very, very conservative and has been and transparent through all the years that I've been here. I'd like to thank, this has been a difficult year with COVID and everything, especially for John's office, my office, and I'd like to thank the board, Mike and Nicole, but especially to Donna Smith, who was a fabulous supervisor for many years that I've worked hand in hand with. Other than that, as far as assessment goes, I'll just say a little bit. There's been a delay in senior assessment freezes going out because the county's holding on to them because we're hoping the law gets passed like it did last year where they waived this year's refiling. So if you had it last year, you automatically get it this year. Just to keep seniors, don't have to come out and fill out all the tax stuff anymore. So if you know seniors that are wondering where that comes, because it usually comes out about right now, it'll be coming in the next couple of weeks, the form. And hopefully they'll be like, we need Springfield to do legislation to waive the refiling of it. So that's what we're waiting on. Other than that, does anybody else have any questions? Thank you very much, and it's my privilege to serve Winfield Township.
Township Highway Commissioner John Duza.
Well, thank you all for coming out on this beautiful evening. I'd like to thank my employees for all their hard work throughout the past winter. We had a successful plowing season. February was quite brutal, but we moved through it. And our spring brush pickup starts on May 3rd. And also our wood chip program is in full swing. So if you want to get on our wood chip list, please leave your name on the front counter. And we'll get you added to the list. We're going to start hauling next week. We'll be starting our culvert program, replacement program soon. And we'll be marking road patches throughout the township. This is a patching year, not a paving year for us. So we'll be working with a contractor after we go out for bids once that happens in the summertime here. But if you have any questions, I'm here. Please feel free to ask me, and thank you very much for coming. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can barely hear.
And here. Property that has that stream that comes out of the stream.
I don't know what the West Franklin Group pays.
This is a street golf course, and total Pine Creek Golf Course has blocked the flow of water.
So that's something we could talk about and meet with stormwater management.
Can you repeat the question, please?
He has a stream that comes out of Pine Creek Golf Course that discharges through his property that he believes Pine Creek is clogged up. So I have no jurisdiction on private property. I would have to refer him to DuPage County Stormwater Management. I only have jurisdiction on road right-of-way and roads. So I would be happy to give you a phone number of a person you could call, and I'd be happy to do a joint meet. But I don't have an answer for you because I don't have jurisdiction.
Yeah, thanks. As far as the wood shipping program, so I understand you will go to the unincorporated area.
No. Well, yes.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say, we're not, like, I'm not unincorporated, I am incorporated, but, if I want some of the chips, do I go pick them up?
No, you just call and you get your name on the list and we deliver your house. We deliver to everybody in Winfield Township. Who else?
So you can hear me. I usually don't do this. I've known Commissioner Duza lots and lots of years. I take offense to what that lady said about it. You know, if anybody in this room knows John, like I know him, this guy busted his butt. And for him to take, I know you're elected official, that's part of you to take the BS that goes along with it. But you know, I take offense to that because you're a hardworking guy in this township.
I didn't hear what she said, so.
You don't want to hear it because you don't want that. I'm sorry, it was uncalled for what they said about you.
I didn't hear it. I'm sorry. Fortunate I'm deaf, so. Thank you. Yeah.
Supervisor Nicole Prater. I appreciate everyone that attended the annual town meeting this year. This is one of our biggest years. I can test that being the clerk for the past 3 years, and now I am your supervisor. I want to recognize my staff, my assistant, Cyd Paulsen, Claudia Gabriels, the assistant for general assistant director, April Cruz, my part-time general assistant director due to Claudia being on maternity leave.
Steve Meters, our township bus driver, thank you for everything you guys do for the township. Thank you to Mark Millay, our assessor, and his phenomenal staff, Peggy, Chris, and Ted, as well as the highway commissioner and his staff, and the crew for everything that they do, from the annual town meeting to our recycling event that comes through. Everything you guys do is amazing. I would also like to thank the Board of Trustees for what you guys have done for the past 4 years. Without you guys, we couldn't get a lot of the stuff done, so I appreciate it. I look forward to continuing to serve the township. I also wanted to give my deepest thanks to Donna Smith, our past supervisor, on her retirement, and I hope her well. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Does anyone have any public comment? Please say your name.
I'm Janice Kupka, and I was just wondering about the township bus. I heard a rumor that it might get canceled or something like that. I'm hoping that's not true because the seniors in West Chicago don't have PACE and stuff, and that township, Terry was awesome, and that was such a needed program. I almost kind of wish it was with the Park District and Winfield Township, because you can't go over that North Avenue border to that senior home. But I was just wondering, are you guys going to keep the township bus? Was there any thought about not having it in the future? Or was just that a terrible rumor?
Terrible rumor, I just want it's budgeted for this next year.
It is, okay. I just double checking.
Just so you know, I'm not a part of it, but the bus was canceled by the Park District. They dropped the program.
Yeah, I know.
Because-
I knew
So
that.
all the other people know, they dropped it a few years ago, and the township continued it.
I was
without
very appreciative of
Park
that.
District support, so.
I wish we could work together somehow, so we can kind of go over, make a larger thing, because it's unbelievable that we don't have a PACE system here and, you know.
I'll relook at the route, okay?
What?
I will relook at the route.
Well, it's just on the other side of North Avenue, that Sanderson. It's just, there's a couple areas that would just be nice, where they could, well, before COVID, when they had luncheons and stuff like that, they couldn't go there.
I'll relook at the route, I'll talk it over with my bus driver and staff, and then we'll.
Oh, who's our new bus? I love Terry, who's our new bus driver?
Steve Peters, Steve, stop up, say hi.
I knew Terry for like 30 years, so. Thank you.
Any other public comment? Please say your name.
Tim Dahmer. I heard a rumor that some federal money was given back, and I just wanted to know, is that something that's already voted on, and why was that done?
Here's that, what you're describing, you're talking about, yeah, we used what we needed to use.
Okay.
I mean, just a certain amount of money is given, doesn't mean all of it should be spent, correct? So if we use what we needed to use for plugs and necessities that we needed for the township, and for that projecting, that's what we did, and that's what we used.
Any other public comment? Please say your name.
Thank you. In relation to this gentleman's question, my name is Sheila Rutledge. I'm a DuPage County Board Member, District 6, so I represent this area. I actually have that same question because of the 9 townships. Winfield Township was the worst spender of all. They spent, I believe, about $23,000 out of $230,000. Your board in December approved a $7,500 purchase for diapers, wipes, and formula. Yet you were only able to spend $3,000 of what your board approved, and none of that money went to our 3 food pantries. So I think that this gentleman's question deserves a better answer than we spent what we could. Thank you.
Amen.
Ms. Roman, if you remember the sheet said up to $7,500. And if you recall, I became supervisor December 4th at 7 p.m. In order for me to get on the bank rolls to write a check, my name has to be put on the bank, correct? If my name is not on the bank to approve or sign a check, then that's illegal.
You had
I'm not gonna do anything illegal with all due respect. Number two, I asked you personally for help, and you did not help me.
That's correct.
I asked you personally for help, Ms. Rutledge, as my District 6 person, and you cannot help me.
That's correct.
So I am asking you, why could you not help me?
Because your board had approved that purchase, Nicole, and
But we
I talked to you a
asked
couple of times about that, and staff at the county spent 100 hours trying to get the township to allocate this money to places in need.
And to answer your question too, we spent $5,000 on diapers, wipes, formula to St. Andrews, the West Chicago Food Bank that's right across the way from us, as well as, there's one more, Emmanuel Presbyterian Church in Warren. So yeah,
I'll just say that 5 townships spent above and beyond what we allocated to them. And we're willing to, we're asking for additional dollars, so, I'm not township government, I'm county government, and we worked with you as much as we could to get you to spend those funds. You had until the end of February to spend those funds. And I can't believe that you're the only signer on the checking account.
Any other public comment? Go ahead and say your name.
My name's Lynn Casey, Mayor, I'm a resident of Winfield Township, and I know that that CARES money was allocated to the township back in late spring. I don't know the exact date, but late spring. I also know that some of the money was spent by Winfield Township for their own personal things, their PPE, things for within their building. So you knew about it way back then, you spent some of it way back then. That should have, and I also run meetings, so I know that should have stayed on your agenda from month to month to month as unfinished business as how to spend that money.
Here.
In the year of the pandemic, when we have people that are suffering because their small businesses are unable to work as they should, we have people suffering because they cannot get enough food for their families, they cannot pay their rent. That money was needed by the people of Winfield, not just to buy you a computer or you a door or your own PPE for just your own office. That's for the people of Winfield. And that was not done. It's really embarrassing to see how little you care about the people of Winfield. So your excuse that you just became township supervisor the first week of December fails. Because you were also clerk all those months. So there is no excuse whatsoever for that money not being spent and being returned.
Please say your name.
Tom Sunny, I live in the township. So this $200+ that was sent back, that had been used for roads.
No, none of the money was allocated for road use. So the road district could only buy its personal protective gear for its employees. That was pretty much it. And I still have masks from that purchase.
Please say your name.
Cyd Paulsen, resident of Winfield Township. To your point, it was $206,885.80. Unspent, which will go to the sheriff's and the state's attorney's office now. But it could have been spent for rent relief, clothing, food banks, utility relief. It could have been used for COVID relief for the poor in this county.
Does anyone else have any public comment? Please state your name.
Yes, Judith Lucas, and thank you, I'm a newly elected trustee. I agree with, what Lynn was saying and what Cyd Paulsen was saying. The more I learned about the township, the better I got, and that's why I ran, so. I'm a little cooler now. But, in addition to the almost $207,000, now, they bought a laptop for Nicole to work at home, and I'm a nurse, and she's pregnant, she should do that, awesome. But we just don't take care of one person, we take care of everybody. So in addition to the CARES Act, there's 3 functions of the township: roads, assessing property, and general assistance. The general assistance is to give to those in need. So that's in addition to the CARES Act money, the $230,000. They budgeted approximately last year $180,000. I don't know, I think somebody that Freedom of Information Act, and they had spent, this was a couple months ago, around on overhead and salary, and they've only distributed about 3,500. So if you're only gonna give away 3,500, help people with $3,500, and they charge $80,000 to do it, that's one of those really bad charities that they say don't give your money to. We don't have a choice because it's on our taxes. So, if anybody wants to talk to me afterwards, I'm just as mad as you guys are. Thank you.
Any other public comment? I need a motion to set the time. Please state your name.
My name is Bill Ziegler. I'm a 22-year resident of Winfield Township. First of all, I'd like to say I'm freaking thrilled that we finally have a Democrat on the board. Anybody who can read and has paid attention has seen that this board has put politics ahead of residents forever. The idea that we gave back $200,000 in the name of what? Saving the taxpayers' money, which to me means saving the white wealthier citizens of Winfield Township money and the hell with the poor is absurd. And at the same time, even though you took it off the meeting today, the idea that you then wanted to give $40,000 to the sheriff for a canine unit that they did not ask for, and that if they got it, should have been paid for by the entire county, not just us taxpayers of Winfield Township, is ridiculous. Your mate, as the newly elected member mentioned, one of your three main stated objectives as a township government is to help the indigent. And during a worldwide global pandemic and financial crisis, you thought it was better to give $200,000 back to the county instead of helping the people in your township that needed it. Shame on all of you.
Any other public comment? I need a motion to set the time of the next annual town meeting, April 12th, 2022, second Tuesday in April at 7 p.m. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Motion to set the time of any special meeting that may be called.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Well, we have, they didn't.
Yeah.